Imagine that wherever you are, you thought you saw a snake on the floor right now. If you happen to be a person who's afraid of snakes, there would be all kinds of physical, emotional, psychological, even chemical reactions that would occur. Your heart would start beating more rapidly, your mouth would go dry, your palms would sweat. You're entering into the fight flight mode, preparing to protect yourself from that snake or flee the room. But what if you figured out it wasn't a snake at all, but rather an extension cord? All of those responses would go away. Your heart would return to its normal rate, your mouth would be moist again, your palms would be dry. You might even laugh at yourself for thinking it was a snake in the first place. Now you're releasing serotonin, endorphins, all the feel good hormones. Now, the point is, it doesn't matter whether there was a snake there or not. All of those reactions, desirable or undesirable, good or bad, were generated by your thoughts. See, your nervous system doesn't know what's going on out there in the world. It relies on certain cues to know what to turn on or turn off. One of those cues is our thinking. If you're somebody who's ever struggled with anxiety or panic attacks, you know you can be in a perfectly safe environment at a perfectly safe time in your life, and yet those alarm bells are going off like crazy. And so we have this laboratory of chemicals that we can access within our brains. We can think ourselves into an anxious state. And we can also think ourselves into a calmer state. And the problem is, when we're in an anxious state, we're less intelligent. We're less equipped to handle whatever the situation is that we're imagining. When we go into a fight flight response, blood is shunted away from our midsection into our arms and legs so we can fight or we can run. A similar thing happens in the brain. Blood is shunted away from your clear thinking, rational part of your brain into the primitive, reactive, animal part of your brain. So we are literally less intelligent, less capable of resolving what's going on for us when we're in that state. If you want to think clearly, handle whatever is going on in your life more easily, not be reactive to whatever is occurring. You want to get a handle on your thinking. A lot of people think that we're just stuck with the way we think. Now, you may have a default way of thinking, a way you've gotten used to thinking, a way you've practiced a lot, but it is possible to shift our thinking. And when we do, it changes the form and function of our brain, and it changes which chemical cascade we release. Back to the snake example. Every thought that we think releases a corresponding chemical cascade. If you're thinking thoughts of fear, worry, concern, anxiety, negativity, you're depleting your system and making yourself less intelligent, less capable of resolving those issues. If, on the other hand, you're thinking about solutions, possibilities, opportunities, what's going well in your world, gratitude, resiliency, you're releasing a whole different chemical cascade. And that chemical cascade prepares you to be able to handle whatever is going on in your life.